Oh, come on. No. All right. Thank you. No remarks.
Mr. President.
Mr. Penn.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just would like to truly thank Parks and Rec for all the service and everything that you provide. The city of Mobile, I believe we have the best Parks and Recreations department in the state of Alabama, and I would say in the U.S. Y'all are doing an amazing job. Anytime I call, y'all on it. So just thank you so much for y'all service and everything that you provide for our city.
And I would like to say, Dito, also, thank y'all so much and everything.
Well, I will add my third to that because the parks in my district look terrific. Thank you so much for the work that you do and for being on call when I call and when I need assistance. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. That concludes my remarks, Mr. President. Madam Clerk.
Adoption of the agenda.
So move.
Second. Properly moving second in discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Agenda's adopted.
Appeals. We have requests for a waiver of the noise ordinance at Lincoln Boulevard and 10th Street on July 13th from 1 p.m. until 7 p.m.
Second. And properly moving second in discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Appeal passes.
Public hearings. Today is the public hearing to declare the structures at 727 Florida Street Extension, 2956 Pages Lane, 1002 Alba Street, 2060 Webb Avenue, public nuisances, and order them demolished.
And this opened up the public hearing for these particular said items. Is anyone present that would like to address the council on these items? If not, these public hearings are closed.
Public hearing to fix costs for demolition of the structures at 2559 Dome Street, 1957 Pleasant Avenue, 475 Ridge Road Street, 660 St. Anthony Street, 1157 Kentucky Street, 4400 Government Boulevard, and 7131 2nd Street.
This opened up the public hearing for these particular said items. Is anyone present that would like to address the council on these items? If not, the public hearings are closed.
Presentation of petitions and other communications to the council. Pastor Marvin Charles Lew, Jr.
Mr. President, fellow council members, Mr. Mayor and administration, and to the city of Mobile, good morning. I stand before you for two things. First and foremost, I'd like to officially invite you to, I am Marvin Charles Lew Jr., 1266 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue, Mobile, Alabama. I would like to officially invite you as the pastor of the Stewart Memorial CME Church to the 154th session of the Southeast Alabama Region Annual Conference of the CME Church, which will be held next Monday through Wednesday, July the 15th through the 17th, beginning at 9 a.m. each day. The significance of this is twofold. Number one, the Southeast Alabama region is one of the founding conferences of the Christian Methodist Episcopal Church, which was founded in 1870 in Jackson, Tennessee. This is the first time in 10 years that the conference will be held here in Mobile, and is the first time in many years that it will be held on the campus of Stewart Memorial. And thirdly, it was exactly 10 years ago at this conference that I made my way to Mobile, Alabama. I'll be celebrating 10 years of pastoral ministry here in the city this Sunday, this Saturday and Sunday. We will be honored for you to grace us with your presence. We'll be honored for you to share words of encouragement. This will be the first time that our new bishop, Bishop Clarence Kelby Heath, the 64th elected bishop of the Christian Methodist Episcopal Church, will be in our city to officially conduct business. So it will be an honor to make his presence known to the administration, to the council, and to the citizens of Mobile as a whole. Again, we welcome you to the heart of the avenue, Stewart Memorial CME Church, to be a part of the 154th session of the Southeast Alabama Region Annual Conference of the Christian Methodist Episcopal Church, coinciding with the 10th anniversary of Pastor Marvin Charles Jr. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Matt Rippey regarding Resolution 54-622.
Good morning, City Councilman, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for this opportunity to speak today on this issue. And carefully and humbly, I come before you in regards to the safety issues in
Just
Landfair.
state your name, please.
Sorry, Matt Rippey. I'm a resident of Landfair. Carefully and humbly, I come before you in regards to the safety issues that Landfair Yester Oaks neighborhood has incurred over the past 2 decades at Claridge Road South and the Yester Oaks apartment complex.
Matt, hold the microphone.
Little short guy. Okay. A safety issue that should have never been implemented from the beginning. The lack of a sustainable gate operation that used to exist has caused the crime rate to skyrocket and traffic volume to increase to an unacceptable and extremely unsafe manner. My neighbors, along with myself, are afraid to let our children go out in their yard, ride down the street, due to the countless wrecks, including flipped vehicles and unlawful speeding of drivers that come through carelessly. The Mobile Police Department has several police reports regarding these said incidents, along with littering complaints and hundreds of drivers that run the stop sign coming out of the apartments. Pets aren't safe, children aren't safe, and it's only a matter of time before someone gets hurt or, God forbid, worse. This has become an all-time high safety risk for our community, and that is all we want for everybody in the community is safety. I ask you, City Council members of Mobile, for your vote, and that this issue has been going on long before the McGregor Dolphin Street issue, might I add. And we ask for your safety, for your support for this safety. The safety and livelihood of our hundreds of families in this community depend on it, and we look forward for your support. And I want to appreciate your time for this to discuss this matter today. Thank you very much.
Brannigan Yarborough regarding Resolution 54-622.
City Council people, Mr. Mayor, my name is Brannigan Yarborough. I live at 108 Claridge Road West. Speaking with Matt here, not separately from him. Can you hear me now? My wife and I have lived at 108 Claridge Road West for 8 years now, or September will be 8 years. So I've had an opportunity to kind of see what's going on from a traffic standpoint there. And, our neighborhood's always been kind of a bad cut-through place, and people just never get out of the mode of driving on Airport Boulevard or Dolphin Street when they cut through our neighborhood. Unfortunately, that creates scenarios where our children are unsafe, where elderly people are unsafe, and I'd like for when you take consideration of what we've got here and what we're asking, that you look at this and pay close attention to the back pages here, which are the letters from the citizens in our neighborhood. Please ask yourself whether that would be something you'd want to see in front of your house, with your kids, with your families. I understand that putting a gate up is going to create situations that are inconvenient for people, traffic-wise, but I just do not feel like we can take the convenience factor and put it ahead of the safety factor for the citizens of our community, especially for our kids. Thank you for the opportunity to talk to you. I appreciate your time.
Mr. President,
Mr. Day.
Mr. Yarborough. First of all, I think the neighborhood has done a great job putting this package together, and I would just like to point out that in support of this resolution, the neighborhood, I just want to make sure I got this right. There are 605 individuals who have signed up on the pages here.
Yes, sir.
In support of this resolution, with another 525 of those who signed electronically supporting it. That's correct. So well over 1,000 of your neighbors have signed petitions supporting this closure. I'm not going to repeat everything I said at pre-council, but this is a problem that has been going on for some time. It's a situation, it's a unique situation in this city where you have an apartment complex with hundreds of units and with a egress, ingress point going into a neighborhood. And if you're coming out of that area, coming out of the apartments, which, by the way, the street through the apartments is a private street. and there's a lot of cut-through traffic by people going from Dauphin to airport, airport to Dauphin, coming through the apartments, which creates a safety concern for the residents of the apartments also. But if you're headed, whatever that is, north, coming out of the apartments, and you come into the neighborhood, you got to take a right, then a left, then a left, then a right to get to the Dauphin Street intersection. It's very complicated. As you and your neighbors have pointed out, there have been multiple instances of running stop signs, speeding, cars flipping over and crashing, which creates a safety hazard for the residents, which include a number of children and some older folks. Now, I know you have some fellow residents here this morning with you. Would all of you stand, please, that are here in support of this? And thank you for taking the time to come down. I know it's inconvenient. Thank you for taking the time to come down. You can have a seat. And these are in addition to the, as I say, thousands of other folks. So how bad is the problem? And to tell you the truth, I was absolutely shocked by this. I asked traffic engineering to do a traffic count at that location where Yester Oaks Drives becomes a city road and goes over that little ditch. And the facts are that now this was a count taken over an entire week. And the weekdays averaged approximately 200 more cars than Saturday and Sunday, which you'd expect. There'd be more cars during the week. The 24-hour volume for northbound, people coming through the apartments and getting to Dauphin Street, was 865 vehicles, and southbound 880 vehicles. Over 1,700 vehicles a day coming through there. The highest hour of volumes was northbound at 7 to 8 a.m., and evening peaks were southbound from 3 to 7. Each of those hours averaged about 95 cars. Now, anybody listening to this or watching the meeting today, I would ask you, would you like 1,700 cars a day passing through your community going one way or the other? So it's a serious problem. I would I appreciate y'all coming down today, and I hope we can have a favorable resolution to this. This, by the way, what's before us is not a hard closure. There would be a gate here that would be maintained by the city, which would be accessible to emergency personnel. Because one of the things that's held this up is making sure that if there's a fire at the apartments, the emergency folks can get in, and that would be the case with this. So again, thank you all very much for being here today.
Thank you.
Reggie Hill regarding resolutions 08586, 01624, 60626, and 01618.
Thank you, Madam Assistant City Clerk. To the citizens and stakeholders of Mobile, greetings. Reggie Hill is my name. Let's begin, please, with 08-586. This is the allotment for the municipal garage. Is this having to do with the Civic Center? Forgive me if I'm lost on this, but I'm not familiar with a municipal garage. Could someone just give us some clarity on what that is and what's the need, and was it allowed with the other budgeting for this particular property if it does have something to do with the Civic Center? Secondly, let's look at 01-624. This is the Helios Alliance contract. Please forgive me if I'm mispronouncing that, but this is dealing with the opioid epidemic that we're seeing here in the city. It's a little confusing to me, but yet, as we saw with even the Chief Bryan incident, we likely will just select companies that haven't been around that long to go and do these matters that have been seriously urgent to the citizens of Mobile for quite some time, without any proper vetting or background understanding what's going on. But I don't want to see us continuously going down that track. We'll talk a little bit about more. That was 06-626. But what's most alarming to me is the idea that for weeks we've had entities that I believe have been vetted who can come down here and express how we alleviate this problem in the community and who have the data to prove it. But yet we're not going along with them. But the piece that's probably even more alarming is the idea that they said they were going to throw the ball back at this body. So the idea is for them to go out and get proposals now and then bring them back for you all to make a decision. Why isn't it that we're doing this with in-house? within a department that already exists. Why are we paying people to go and do stuff that we should be able to do as public officials in the city? So I don't think that it's worth the amount of money that we're looking at doing. I think we should take this up as well in the Public Safety Committee meeting that we have later on today. Let's look at this 0-06, excuse me, that's 626. Matter of fact, we might have to come back to that. I mentioned a piece about that because this 01-618 is a lot more important. I don't understand how, once again, we have organizations that exist in this city with data-proven metrics on how to tackle this violence issue in the city, but yet we're going to go into a contract potentially with the organization that this is what the contract says now. We're going to create something. Creating something. We don't have any idea that's going to work. We're going to create something. We're going to spend $240,000 on it. To be clear, it's not an attack at South Alabama, and I believe the Mobile County Health Department grant of $120,000 should be allotted to them, but we don't have the money to go and spend $240,000 on this. And then instead of a proactive sense, what we're saying we're going to do is when they get there, once they've already been shot and they're patients, then we're going to start working with them. So instead of spending a much smaller amount with things that work, that would be proactively preventing the crime from happening, from them going to the hospital in the first place, we're saying we're going to put the money into them and then counsel them after they leave. This does not make any sense, people. Again, this is not against South Alabama. This is not against the Mobile County Health Department. But we got to allocate our resources a lot better if we really want to tackle this matter. We don't have the time, so we're going to have to come back and finish it next week. Thank you. You're on the floor.
Resolutions held over. 01581, authorize agreement with Alabama Department of Transportation for 2024 TAP downtown Mobile sidewalk improvements. 08582, approve award of item-based bid for medical oxygen. 08583 through 589 are approving purchase orders to Best Price Services for mulching of Greenlock Road median, to Donahue Chevrolet for Chevrolet Silverado truck, to Environmental Systems Research Institute for subscription to ESRI Advantage for GIS, to Ingram Equipment Company for 3 knuckle boom assemblies, to Samois Technology for security cameras, to Shaw Contract Flooring Services for cruise terminal flooring, and to UJ Chevrolet for wreck repair for a Chevrolet Tahoe. 09590 through 593 are transferring funds from Capital Project Grant Match Port Security to Project Fiscal Year 23 Port Security Grant Program. From Capital Project Grant Match Port Security to Grant Fund Project Match Holding Account for Fiscal Year 24 Port Security Grant. From Capital Project IT Technical and Infrastructure Upgrades to Grant Fund Project Fiscal Year 23 Port Security Grant Program, and from Capital Project IT Technical and Infrastructure Upgrades to Grant Fund Project Grant Match Holding Account. 25595, grant a permanent easement to Alabama Power to provide new underground service to 2442 North Ridge Road. 47596, consider waiving the vacation fee as a condition of the vacation of a portion of Service Road and City right-of-way located at Knollwood and Medical Park Drives.
So moved.
Second. Could we take up 47596 separately, please?
Okay.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moving second in discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item pass. Madam Clerk.
47596, consider waiving the vacation fee as a condition of the vacation at Knollwood Drive and Medical Park Drive.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moving second in discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Opposed.
Item pass 5-2.
We get a roll call on that?
Roll call. Councilmember Penn,
Yes.
Councilmember Carroll,
Yes.
President Small,
Yes.
Councilmember Reynolds,
No.
Councilmember Daves,
No.
Councilmember Woods,
Yes.
Vice President Gregory.
Yes.
Thank you.
Consent resolutions being introduced, 37,598 through 60,616.
Move to waive the rules for immediate consideration of all of these resolutions with the exception of 60-613, which needs to be read separately, and we will vote on the rest today. At once.
Second.
Second.
The properly moving second in discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Madam Clerk?
37,598, 599, and 600 are recommending approval to the ABC Board for issuance of a restaurant retail liquor license to Ashland Midtown Pub, to the ABC Board for issuance of a restaurant retail liquor license to the Juicy Seafood, and for issuance of a special events retail liquor license to Bottles Up. 4601 through 604 are declaring the structures at 727 Florida Street Extension, 2956 Pages Lane, 1002 Alba Street, and 2060 Webb Avenue public nuisances and ordering them demolished. 4605 through 611 are fixing costs for demolition of the structures at 2559 Dome Street, 1957 Pleasant Avenue, 475 Ridge Road Street, 660 St. Anthony Street, 1157 Kentucky Street, 4400 Government Boulevard, and 7131 2nd Street. 58612, assess costs for removal of weeds, repeat weedling group 74. 60614 through 616 are determining appropriations to Inverness Subdivision Homeowners Association, Opportunity for Entertainers and Performing Arts, and Ridgefield Property Owners Association serve a public purpose and approve payment.
So moved.
Been properly moving second in discussion.
Yeah, Mr. President.
Mr. Penn?
I just want to let District 1 know on 4661 for the 727 Florida Street extension. I'm glad to see this on the agenda. I've been receiving so many phone calls about this particular property, so I'm glad that we'll be able to order it demolished.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item passes.
60613, determine an appropriation to the Boys and Girls Club of South Alabama serves a public purpose and approve payment.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moving second in discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Abstain.
Item pass. Madam Clerk?
Resolutions being introduced, 01617 through 60626.
By council rules, these will lay over for 1 week, with the exception of, let's see, yes, 60-613. 60-613. Oh, sorry, 626.
Second. Properly moving second in discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Madam Clerk?
60-626, authorize issuance of subpoena by special counsel.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moving second in discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Item pass.
Call for public hearings, 41-623, call for public hearing to consider modification of a previously approved plan unit development located at 5800 Southland Drive, scheduled for August 13th.
So moved.
Second.
Properly moving second in the discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Public hearings called.
Announcements.
District 6, Councilman Woods.
Yes, Mr. President. I just want to take a minute to say thank you to MPD. Over the course of the last week, they've really stepped up speeding efforts along Hillcrest and also Cottage Hill. So thank you for that. That's one of the numerous calls that I get over and over again is addressing the speeding issue. So I do want to say thank you for that and really appreciate it. That's it for me.
District 2, Councilman Carroll.
No announcements, Mr. President.
District 5, Councilman Daves.
No announcements.
District 4, Councilman Reynolds.
No announcements.
District 1, Councilman Penn.
No announcements.
District 7, Vice President Gregory.
Yes, sir. Just a reminder that we will have the Public Safety Committee meeting this afternoon at 1 o'clock. The focus of the meeting is on the amendment that has been proposed for the city's noise ordinance. There has been some discussion that other items could come up, and that would be at our colleagues, the council members' request to speak to anything different, but we will certainly consider it during the meeting. But the focus of the meeting today is on a proposal to amend the city's noise ordinance. And that's it.
And greetings to the citizens of District 3. This evening, I will be joining the Riverside Community Action Group. We'll have our monthly meeting this evening at 6:00 p.m. at the First Precinct on DIP. Inviting all the citizens, especially in the South DIP area, to please come out. Our speaker this evening will be Bama Bob, the owner of Bama Bob's Barbecue on Dolphin Island Parkway. And again, that will be this evening at 6:00 p.m. And also, I would like to thank the new owners of Heavenly Pies Pizzeria. They invited me out to District 1 on yesterday at 2724 Old Shell Road for a soft opening. They will be having their grand opening this coming Thursday at 11:00 a.m. And I believe that Pullman's Bakery is also moving over there, right across from Shallow Baptist Church and UMS Wright. Again, they invited me out on yesterday, and I had a good time eating some free pizza on yesterday. It was less than $25 too. But again, inviting all the citizens to come out this evening to the Riverside Community Action Group, Community Action Group meeting on this evening. Anything from the administration? Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
Probably moving second in discussion.
Yes, Mr. President.
Mr. Penn.
Yeah, Mr. President, thank you so much for mentioning about the Heavenly's Pies. I went to the event on yesterday as well, and it was amazing to have businesses moving back into District 1. And I also in the Midtown community, Crichton community as well. And so we're excited what's taking place in District 1. We also have a community action group meeting today in Midtown. And so I'm excited about going to that particular meeting and having any discussions. And then the last thing, I didn't have an opportunity to do this on last week, but I am so excited to have Mr. Young. He's in the audience right now. And he will be the director over our first, I believe. Is this the first time we have a position like this dealing with homelessness? And so we've been receiving so many phone calls and having his expertise on that particular subject matter. We're grateful to have him a part of the city of Mobile. So thank you, and anything that I could do, and I'm sure the rest of my colleagues can do to support the initiatives that you might bring, let us know. Thank you, Mr. President.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? This meeting is adjourned.